Welcome everybody to the Blue December finals for iOS. My name is Peter Canfit-Hunnell, joined by Hacksaw for today's competition, which sees 8 of the best teams from December fighting it out for their share of a €500 prize pool.
Not only that, they are going to be fighting for that monthly camo, the Invictus camo, which is quite rare. And if you see players with it, they must be at least somewhat good if they have it.
Yeah, but only the top 3 teams will get access to it. But which teams, you might ask? Well, we're here to tell you exactly that. Let's jump across the bracket now and see who we've got playing today.
There are quite a few people today. iZone versus Kumo. Kumo being the last winners of our previous cup, the November Blue Finals. So it's good seeing them again. However, this time they're in the 8th seed. We have Elite versus Dearly Beloved going to be battling it out as well.
There'll also be Destiny Blue versus Arsenal and Beast Senior versus Violence Blue. So once more, these were the 8 best teams from December. Each time they competed in one of the weekly cups, they earned points to get their seeding. So we're going to bring you, hopefully, as our first game, iZone versus Kumo, to see if Kumo have still got what it takes to go all the way through today's bracket, or if we may see new champions for today. There will, of course, be giveaways during the course of proceedings as normal. I have had it authorized by special permission that we can have double the normal amount of giveaways, so keep your eyes on the stream for that. Those will come up between games, but for now, please do stay tuned and we'll be back with the first game soon. Alright guys, let's get it started for our very first game of the day. Elite taking on a Dearly Beloved quarterfinals match. With a lot on the line, Dearly Beloved being our number 4 seed, Elite being our number 5. This should be a very competitive match to start off our quarterfinals. Best of 3 of course at this stage, up until the finals, which will be best of 5.
We have seen Elite previously, actually in our previous finals as well. They did get taken out by Kumo, so maybe they're here for redemption. Maybe they realize that Kumo is in the bracket as well, and they want their revenge once and for all.
Was getting started in the early going. Both Elite and Dearly Beloved at each other's throats up on the rooftops as our very first map. Friolito, whose name I'm very proud to have maybe be pronouncing semi-correctly now, getting some early kills, but it's 7-7 in the early going. Very even between the two. Let's jump across to Takaru once they come back to life. If they are. Oh, if I can find them. There we go. With a little robot head. 4-2 so far. Rocking the heavy. Good to see the variety of classes getting play.
Quite a bit of action going on right now. We already did see some kill streaks getting pulled out by Dearly Beloved as well. Elite still behind by a few points, however, they're just holding on at the moment. The playstyle is quite a bit different than what we usually see from these weekly cups. Yes, you do have people using as a sniper still. Yes, you do have people still using the heavies walking around. But just the way that they're really staying back and the way that they're so spread up around the map, it's a lot different.
For sure. Excited to see if these guys do bring out some new strategies as well. If there's any place that teams are going to have any secret strats to deploy, it will be these finals with the €500 prize pool on the line. The Invictus, the badge of pride available to show off to everyone just exactly what they're made of. But so far, Elite and Dearly Beloved incredibly closely matched.
Both teams just going to be trying to get the lead right here. Elite is able to pull ahead by just a few points. Dearly Beloved Takaru pushing up right here with the heavy class, but he does get taken out right away by Veterans, who is also using the same setup as him. Elite can be trying to keep control of this bottom portion of the map. Meanwhile, we see a lot of the players from Dearly Beloved who have these sniper rifles, who have these longer range rifles, trying to stay on the top, trying to snipe players at the bottom.
And that's going to be one of those players. Going to give us the old motion sickness by zooming in and out all the time, but that's one of the ways which these players can always be ready for an opportunity to arise. Always ready to get that instant shot, that instant kill that have made snipers so ubiquitous in competitive Modern Combat 5.
Both teams still just very even at the moment. Elite's still just going to be trying to control the bottom. However, we do have some players trying to rush up to the top. Veterans number 2 is able to push up and help his team take out one player. However, they are getting combated by Takaru. Takaru is able to get one more player there as well, which does give Dearly Beloved the lead that they were looking for so far. The question is, how long will they be able to hold on to this lead for? Especially since it's only one kill. We do see Elite quickly snag it back.
Yeah, Summer getting one of those kills. The international Elite team against Japan's Dearly Beloved. I don't know if these guys have... I don't believe these guys have had a chance to play directly in these finals here before. But we're setting ourselves up right as we see how quickly Summer reacts. Just absolutely ready to pull the trigger the moment they see movement coming through. We'll see what comes next as Elite find themselves a 2-point lead, which, given how close it's been all game long, is a fairly substantial one.
Yeah, with 3 minutes left in this game, 2-point lead. Although it doesn't seem too major, it can help out in the long run. However, we do see Dearly Beloved just rush in, take down quite a few of the members from Elite who are at the bottom, and take that lead back. It seems to be like a back and forth, a tug of war between these two teams so far. Dearly Beloved seeming to pull a bit further ahead, though, by getting a 4-5 point lead.
Wow, yeah, doing some incredible work there to try and break away from the pack. 2 minutes and less than 30 seconds left to go on this first game of this best of 3. Rooftops being mostly relatively even. Can Dearly Beloved hold on to their lead for now? They've only got 2 minutes. I don't think we're going to get all the way up to the 50 kill limit, so each of these kills is going to be extremely important.
Yes, we do see, however, Dearly Beloved just holding onto that lead. Elite is still trying to fight back, but Dearly Beloved keeps on getting the positive side of these trades. They're picking up 2 kills when Elite's only picking up 1 at a time, and that's why they have this 7-point lead over Elite at the moment. Elite is trying to find a way to actually come back right here, and the fact that they're trying to push in 1 at a time isn't working out too well. You can just see Dearly Beloved just constantly picking up kills from Elite, and that 50 kill limit, they might actually hit it.
Yes, it's honestly changed so much since we last kind of checked in on the global scale of things. Dearly Beloved really showing us what they're made of in this last part of the game. Veterans and some managing to get some kills. Naoto trading 1 back, but Elite need to pull out something incredible to be able to come back in this game 1. It feels like things have gone too far out of hand. Dearly Beloved showing some great control, even down to 4 members currently, but they are 4 very highly performing members. 4 more kills, 1 more minute to go for Dearly Beloved, looking extremely strong.
Elite, they were quite even with Dearly Beloved earlier on this game. It slowly fell apart for them, and in the end, we see Dearly Beloved pull it off with a full 50 points to finish up that game number 1.
Alright guys, Dearly Beloved have managed to punch their way through the first round, but we've got at least 1 more game between the two. We will be heading on to conversion for that game. While we are waiting for that to get set up, please do keep your entries coming in on the Mob Crush platform. That will be our first giveaway of the day. There'll be 2 400 credits prizes to be won, so please get your entries in there quickly, because we will be tearing through the giveaway today, because we've only got 8 teams playing. So we'll have about, maybe 1 giveaway per game to get through before we're done. Either way, we'll be heading to a short break, so please do stay with us, and we'll come back soon. Alright guys, we are back in for the second game of our quarterfinals between Elite and Dearly Beloved. Game number 1 was pretty even until it wasn't. Dearly Beloved really dominating the latter half of game 1.
Yeah, they did quite well in taking out Elite for that match. Elite they were competing quite well as well at the start of the game, but it really did fall away from their favor as the game progressed. Now the question is, will they be able to compete again for the second game? And they already do start off quite strong.
Yeah, Elite actually manages to seize an early lead. Friolito and Galaxy all picking up kills for themselves. Friolito going down to extremely low health on that heavy, but getting some good use out of the slack. Elite very much aware that there's an enormous amount on the line for them here, and they cannot afford to give away this game.
If they lose this game, they're going to get knocked out. As you know, this is a best out of 3, and with Dearly Beloved ahead by 1, they're aiming for that win right here as well. But Elite doing quite a bit better than before, or maybe that Dearly Beloved is kind of slipping up, just really thirsty for that victory.
Galaxy leading the pack for Elite right now, 5-0, just takes their first death the moment we start locking them, of course. But Dearly Beloved do seem to be firing back, getting themselves a bunch of kills, mostly spreading them across the team. We've yet to see any of the Dearly Beloved players really break away from the pack, but Elite coming back themselves, managing to build up that lead to 6 ahead once more than an entire team wipe coming in. Elite seem to be a heck of a lot more comfortable here on conversion than they were on the rooftops.
They also, since they did get the first few kills, since they were able to start picking up some kill streaks, it really does help them out maintaining this momentum as well. The fact that they have some recon aircrafts, the fact that they have some drones flying around giving them information where the enemy players are, makes it a lot easier for them to actually hunt down and actually take down more of the Dearly Beloved players. Dearly Beloved, we do see some return kills coming in from them. So what might actually be a comeback right here, as they are able to pick up 5 in a row.
Yeah, really impressive stuff there. Elite maybe overstepping their bounds in their enthusiasm to be able to advance their lead further, getting punished by the Japanese team. Still, Elite are looking certainly a lot better than they were in the original game, where they didn't manage to get ahead really at all, only fell behind as things went on. But we've not reached the halfway mark on the timer. We're already over halfway kill-wise for Elite. Looks to be a high-paced game 2 of our quarterfinals to keep us interested.
Elite, only 5-point difference between the two teams, but they're trying to build up that lead once again. They know they need to be as far away as possible from Dearly Beloved, just in case Dearly Beloved is able to get some momentum back, just for a few short moments, because a few short moments is all that they need to actually take back the lead right here. We do see Dearly Beloved just going on the aggressive, just trying to push up, trying to take down these Elite members, and they are doing some damage, but that buffer zone that Elite made earlier, it really does help out.
For sure, Elite definitely more than happy to get into this extremely heavy trading style, bunching up their members, make it very hard for Dearly Beloved to pick off individual kills. But to say all of that, Dangi does manage to find one for themselves. Interesting to see, we're actually seeing a little bit more variety when it comes to the Dearly Beloved lineup. Seeing Nato here rocking the Assault class. And maybe we'll start seeing a little bit more variety. We've been seeing a lot of snipers and morphs recently, but perhaps these teams will find some alternate ways to approach the game.
Elite, only 3-point difference between them and Dearly Beloved. Elite is going to be continuously trying to keep that buffer in place, but Dearly Beloved know they still have a chance of actually finishing them off with this one game. They're just going to continuously rush in and try to take down and pressure these Elite players. Elite going to be trying to play on the defensive right now, as you see they're just trying to stay back and by their spawn, hoping to take down any of these Dearly Beloved members who decide to push ahead.
Dearly Beloved really clumping up very heavily here, moving as a complete death squad, trying to lock down the members of Elite, who are a little bit more spread out, trying to adopt some kind of defensive formation as they respawn back in. 4-kill advantage for the international team. Elite, not by any means a secure position to go into the last 2 minutes, but a heck of a lot better than 3 kills behind.
Elite can just continuously hold onto that lead. Veterans is able to pick up a kill right there. And we have some players trying to push ahead. We do see Man J on Dearly Beloved trying to push in, but since he was the only one pushing, Elite is easily able to take him down. With only a minute 40 left in this match, and with a 6-point difference, Elite is feeling a lot more comfortable than they were feeling the last match. And Dearly Beloved, they might try to make some sort of push relatively soon in hopes of actually upsetting this small little defensive position.
The Elite very heavily motivated to try and find themselves a defensible position and just try and punish every engagement from Dearly Beloved. And here it comes. They're swarming in, trying to get through the lines of Elite. Do manage to trade across a bunch of kills, but it doesn't look like it was quite enough with that engage. There's still 1 more minute left in play, but Elite are ahead by 5. Veterans dropping out, but Elite may have done enough to get themselves this Game 2 victory and get back in this series.
And there we have it, Elite finishing it off with another 50 kill match right there, 50-41. Dearly Beloved had a chance to come back right there, but it looks like Elite was able to hold on, was able to stop the rush and finish them off.
That does mean we'll be heading into Rush and to the museum for our 3rd game of the day. What we'd like to see in our grand finals is to see all these games go as long as they can to give you the most competitive play as possible. As far as MVPs for that round, I guess it would have to be Takaru of the players who remained in the game. I think Veterans did pretty well, as did Frijolito, but Takaru kept those deaths down as well, which is of course immensely important when we're talking about Team Deathmatch. Either way around it, we'll be heading to a little break. So please do stay tuned and we'll have Game 3 starting soon. Alright guys, let's get it started for the decider game between Elite and Dearly Beloved. Elite over on the blue, Dearly Beloved over on the red. Elimination style rush will be the decider.
If you guys don't know how the rush mode works, it is an elimination styled game. So if one of these players do get taken out, they cannot respawn until the next round. And that's why we'll see a lot more of these players playing a lot more cautiously than in the previous modes. They really don't want to go down right away, since that is the only life they'll have for this round.
Yep, and we've also got the intel, the currency in Rush that will allow players to buy power-ups that will persist until their deaths, and also between rounds. So survival, very much the order of the day here.
We see both teams just chilling back. Elite losing one member early on, which is quite unfortunate for them. We also have a player from Deer actually getting taken out as well. Another kill coming in against Elite.
It's going to be a 4v3 situation, I believe, for Elites to be fighting into. A little bit unfortunate, and of course we've also got to bear in mind what's going on with that central relay point. Whoever manages to capture it at the time running out will automatically win, though sometimes teams just instead decide to kill each other because that's a perfectly viable alternative strategy.
Yes, they could go for the objective, but the killing part can be a lot easier to do, especially if you do have the number advantage, as we see right here. Pandix disconnecting, making it a 1v4 situation, and I don't think Lucifer is actually going to be able to do this right here, as he gets slacked by Takaru.
A tough position for Elite to be in. When a player does disconnect during rush mode, it does rather hamper their ability to get back into contention, because once you reconnect, I believe you won't be able to join in until the next round starts. So however it does play out, even if Elite's 5th player does come back again, we are looking at a 4v5 situation, but all of a sudden we're looking at a 3v3 instead.
The fact that you have some players just dying early on in the round, the fact that we have a player that did disconnect from Elite's side, it really does make this quite an interesting rush mode that is going on right here. Now it's like the tables have turned, a 1v2 situation with only one player left from Dearly Beloved left alive.
Veterans could only look on there as their teammate was taken down, but still, numbers advantage lying in the favour of Elite. Now Dearly Beloved will be wiped out, and Elite are the ones to go into the next round with 2 of their players keeping their power-ups in place.
Dearly Beloved going to be continuously just trying to take back the lead right here. Both teams have their full players back, but both teams also have lost a match, meaning those perks that they were able to try, or they were trying to build up earlier on, may not be there anymore.
No, true. It's pretty much back to even play. It's really going to be a noticeable thing in terms of the accuracy, health, and damage the players are doing once they manage to get through a couple of rounds. But in the early going, Elite have had 2 of their members stripped out of play, 3v5, down to Frihilito Veterans. Taking the long shots there, along with Pandix, to try and even out these numbers.
Well, now we see Dearly Beloved having that player advantage, down to looking for that intel care package around the map. However, he does spot a player from Elite. He is able to get that knife kill on Pandix, taking him out, and now it's a 1v3 situation, and I don't know if this is going to happen right here.
Friolito takes a bullet to the eye to give Dearly Beloved an excellent opportunity to close out this quarterfinal with those power-ups in place. Statistically, will have an advantage, but it at least is 5v5. Elite fighting for survival here. Going to be tossing out a little bit of grenade cover to get that first approach in on Dearly Beloved.
We see Dearly Beloved and Elite at it once again. Dearly Beloved going to be trying to rush and try and get these final few kills necessary to actually win this match. If they are going to win, they will be moving up to the next portion of the bracket. Elite still holding on to their 4 members. However, Lucifer almost dying multiple times, and he finally does get taken out by Takaru.
Frihilito gets a kill onto Decoy as well. It's going to be 3v3. Let's jump across to Takara and see what's going down. The most kills coming through on to Naoto, who's out of commission, but Cloud's also in play, and it looks to be a capture going in on that central point. Dan Guy manages to get the kill onto Pandix and takes out Veterans as well. That one exchange could easily have spelled the end of the elite team. Frihilito fighting for elite survival, but will fall. Diddy Beloved take the final round 3-1 and the series 2-1.
Quite an impressive match by these two teams. Elite, they did quite well in the early games. They were able to force it into a rush mode, but Dearly Beloved looks like they had their tactics all set up for this mode. They were prepared, more prepared than Elite, and they were able to pull through.
A big part of that's going to be Dan Guy, able to come out huge for Dearly Beloved last time round, but we will be getting on to our next rounds of competition. Thank you guys on Mob Crush for your details. They've both been received. So we'll be starting our next giveaway tournament, as well as our next tournament match. So please do stay tuned and we'll be back soon. Alright guys, let's get things started for our first semi-final game of the day. Violence Blue, our number 2 seed, going up against Arsenal, our number 6.
Quite good teams to actually get to this point. The question is, who will be moving ahead? We'll find out in a few short games, and we'll see how. Maybe I'll have a small idea of how this will turn out with the first encounter between these two teams.
Last time we saw Violence Blue, they were winning the Blue January Cup number 1. Arsenal haven't had as much success historically, and it's a strong start off from Violence to pull themselves ahead 5-2.
Yeah, we do see them start off with that pretty decent lead. We see Arsenal able to pick up quite a few kills in return, almost tying up the game for a brief moment, but Violence is going to keep the pressure on and keep on being aggressive.
Wow, what a piling on of all the players for a single point in this tunnel down here, just absolutely wrecking each other. So hard to defend yourselves from both sides. The Vio players do manage to come out the best of that particular exchange though. A lot of the kills going across onto Ra1, a player we've seen an enormous amount of in competitive Modern Combat 5, has led many a team to great tournament success.
See Ra1 trying to push up. He knows there's a few players around the corner. He's able to get a kill on one of the players on Arsenal. Gets a second kill there as well. Almost clearing out the center building right here. And going for the third. And he is able to pick up that last one before he gets traded.
Yep, impressive stuff. We'll see what Arsenal, the team from Japan, can do to fire back against the American Violence Blue. So far though, it's looking like Violence Blue have got a pretty good hold on the construction site in the early going. Ra1 definitely leading the charge as before, but the rest of Violence Blue following in short order.
We see Violence just holding up right now, just adding to their lead one at a time. Ra1 being one of those key players on Violence's team, and the rest of the players doing quite well themselves as well. We do see Arsenal just starting to get a bit scattered. They are able to pick up some kills that way, but it does make it a lot easier for Violence.
Starsun, we may get time to do a non-ranked free-for-all a bit later on. These funnels tend to go through quite quickly, so we won't probably get time during it. We might have a bit of time just to run one afterwards, just for you, Starstun, because you asked so nicely. But a team who are doing anything nicely right now is very much Violence Blue, managing to double the score of the Japanese team Arsenal, absolutely rolling over them in this first round, and I think sending a message to everybody else in the tournament that Violence Blue are going to be one of the favorites coming in for a reason.
Violence gonna keep the pressure on Arsenal, just trying to play the defensive, but they really can't react, or they can't really adjust to what Violence has been putting down so far. Devin just pushing up and really doing wonders with that BSW we've seen him use many times before. The fact that he can just no-scope with it and get quite a few kills is very, very impressive. We do see him finally getting taken out, but he does get traded back right away. The teamwork from Violence is quite good.
Violence Blue closing in on that fabled 50 kills score, a long way ahead of any kind of time running out. Devin hesitates for a second, and Hazuhime manages to get a kill through. But I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. Violence Blue comfortably take game number 1. Not quite doubling the score of Arsenal, but getting pretty freaking close.
Yeah, doing quite well for that game 1. And like I said, this could show at least a small snippet of what might come for the next game.
Ra1 doing exceptionally Vio. Also 10-0, perfect score in that game. Very impressive stuff. Violence Blue, I think, starting a little bit on Arsenal, showing what they're capable of. But we've got at least one more game before we can move on from this semi-final. If Arsenal can come back, then we'll be going to Rush. But if it is anything like game 1, game 2 is going to be pretty darn violent. Welcome back, guys, for game number 2 between Violence Blue and Arsenal. We'll start things off with Vio Izanub, who is an interesting choice of player name for Violence Blue. It doesn't seem to have held back their confidence levels at all, as they dominated game 1. Now we head on to game 2 of Vantage.
Violence starting this off quite aggressively, trying to rush ahead. We do see the first blood coming in for Violence, but they get trimmed back right away by a grenade from Arsenal. We do see another kill, a few kills coming in from Violence, buffering up their lead, starting off this match.
You did know that Ra1 was a huge player from that first game. We'll see if they can do the same again, getting some of their shots intercepted by the scenery. But Arsenal are actually managing to come back and hit some shots of their own. Ra1 putting pay to some of that. But Arsenal are keeping up, at least in the early going.
Arsenal going to be trying to stay back, trying to be a bit more defensive with their positioning right here. They are able to pick up quite a few kills, especially with how aggressive we've seen Violence trying to be so far. and it does help them even take the lead for the short moment. The question is, how long will they be able to hold on to that lead for, or is it just a small temporary thing?
Certainly, it's got to be a big relief for the Japanese team to be starting off things at least better than last time round, but we know how dangerous Violence Blue can be, how quickly they can turn from a relatively even game to a completely dominant one, and I think that's what they're trying for now, at least, picking up 4 kills untraded before Naki manages to at least get one back for the Japanese squad. Gets another on Chris Vinya, looking for a third as we've got a transition from Violence Blue trying to reorganize. Gonna get surrounded by multiple Arsenal members, but Vai manages to at least get some kills back and actually turn it back around. Violence Blue ahead by 4. Arsenal starting to slip.
Arsenal, I think it's more so that they're not starting to slip, it's that they're starting to get pushed out of that spawn spot that they want to stay in so badly. The fact that we see Violence having some players just trying to stay in that back area where they were before really does change up the tactics they were trying to get to work for their favor. We do see some of the players just coming from behind, the Violence members coming from behind, taking out quite a few of these Arsenal members, helping buffer up their lead even more. Arsenal having a very, very small amount of players left alive as they stagger into the battle.
Violence Blue building up a real good sense of momentum here as the respawns come in from Arsenal. Devin walks in, takes away those lives as if it was nothing. Naki does manage to at least get one back for Arsenal, but it's looking pretty bad right now. Respawns coming in again. The next wave of Arsenal troops into the breach. Gonna go head to head with Violence Blue and ultimately come out more or less even, or actually slightly further behind.
Arsenal gonna be just trying to regain their footing for this second match right here. They know where a lot of these members from Violence are coming in, but will they be able to pick up any of those kills? We see one kill coming in from Arsenal. However, Violence is getting the majority and wiping out the players who are bunkered up in that small little area. This is what I was talking about earlier. The fact that they can't really gain their footing, the fact that they can't really hold an area, it's just very, very critical, very, very crucial to the fact that we see Violence in the lead.
Violence Blue only 7 kills away. Arsenal fighting with everything they have, but it may not be enough. Fighting at the bottom of the stairs, looking for further kills as we've got the players trying to pick up each other, trying to find just that exposed limb, which will be enough to pump a whole bunch of bullets through. So far in this game, it has been Devin and Vai and Rawan, all with exceptional scores. I think Devin being the one who really shined the most in this game, but is actually the one who's disconnected in the final part. Late enough, though, that Violence Blue won't feel it and will take a swift 2-0 through this semi-finals.
Quite a intensive lead we saw coming in from Violence for that first and second game. It seemed like Arsenal had a chance at the start as long as they were holding that back portion of the map. But once we saw these Violence members try to rush in, once we saw them actually take hold of that location, stopping Arsenal from spawning in that one spot, it really did start going downhill.
Alright guys, we're willing to head for a little break before we bring you the next game. We may even be heading towards our grand finals. The Facebook giveaway will announce in the chat as to who has won that one, so please do stay tuned. And of course, we'll be having more giveaways starting shortly. Alright guys, we've been able to bring you the other semi-finals between iZone and Dearly Beloved. Unfortunately for Kumo, weren't able to make it past the first round to repeat their previous tournament win, so iZone will carry their legacy forward in this all-Japanese semi-final.
Both teams really ready to actually get into it. And we already do see iZone starting off with the lead, picking up 4 kills. Meanwhile, we have Dearly Beloved not doing as well as they would want to starting off this match right here. iZone going to be pretty scattered out as well, making it a lot harder for Dearly Beloved to really pinpoint their exact location.
Yes, some very good early play out of iZone. Let's identify where those kills have been coming through. Zemix going to have the best kill-death ratio right now, 2-0. But Arubaru getting some work done off-screen as well to push iZone's lead. And honestly, they're completely dominant in the early going.
Yeah, the fact that Dearly Beloved can't really find where these players are does make it a lot easier for iZone to just pick them off one at a time. And you can see how well that is working out for iZone right here. iZone going to be holding on to quite a massive lead, 13-2. Dearly Beloved finally trying to pick up a few kills of their own, but they do get traded back.
iZone do come into this as our #1 seed for a reason. A lot of success recently, playing a lot of tournaments and doing very well in them. Dearly Beloved going to have their work cut out for them, our #4 seed, but they did get past Elite on their way here, so we know they've got it in them to be pretty fierce when the moment is right.
Dearly Beloved going to be looking for some more kills, starting to spread apart themselves, trying to find these individual iZone members. We do see some battles going on, like #1, Donkey actually spotting one player trying to go in for that kill. He misses a lot of these sniper shots, but finally he is able to secure the kill, and his team is starting to pick up some more kills of their own.
iZone more than doubling the score of Dearly Beloved right now, or getting cut down before I get a chance to even spectate them. Let's see if they've managed to pick up... Oh, excuse me there. That's a... well, the iOS 11 changes, which I haven't quite got used to. But Kiri gets more kills coming in for iZone. Dan Guy, or Don Guy, does get a kill onto Kiri, one of the players who did do well in the previous game against Elite. This time around is struggling, but will manage to pick up a few of the iZone members, catching them unawares.
Yeah, the fact that iZone, they do have a pretty solid tactic, but it's not flawless. The thing is, will we see Dearly Beloved actually adjust to this tactic in time, or will it be all over for them, especially for this game 1? iZone is just trying their hearts out, making sure that they have the biggest lead possible against Dearly Beloved. Dearly Beloved trying to fight back, but as you can see, it's quite difficult, and they only started picking up some more kills in the second half of this game.
It's honestly a little tough to identify the strongest players from iZone right now, because they're playing so out of their minds on this first semi-final game on the construction site, really showing up and showing off what they are capable of. The two teams fighting for a chance to get into our grand finals and face off against Violence Blue for the €350 for first place, €150 for second. Heavily motivated teams fighting here, where a single game, a single shot can mean a whole lot of difference money-wise.
Currently, iZone feeling a lot more comfortable, especially with that massive point buffer they have over Dearly Beloved. They only need 11 more kills to actually finish up this first game right here. Although we do see Dearly Beloved performing a lot better, the fact that they would have to come back and get more than 20 kills is just quite a massive undertaking.
41-22, iZone so close to closing this one out. Seka does get a kill through to try and put up a token amount of resistance, but iZone looking absolutely fantastic now, trying to close things out before the end of the game. Ruse watching here, only a single death so far, as iZone just absolutely ripping up the members of Beloved, who are trying desperately to get access to any weak point of iZone, but at the moment they are showing barely any weakness at all.
iZone finishing up that first game against dearly beloved 50-26, quite a massive lead, especially for the finals. You wouldn't expect something like this to go on. We'll have to see if they can perform, however, like this again for the next match.
All right, guys, we will also have the Twitch giveaway happening right now, which will, just like all the other ones, be a double giveaway. So please do make your way across there, get your entries in, hashtag semi, because we're still in the semis. And this will end at the end of this series. So please do get your entries in quickly, because I think we are going to perhaps be looking at another short semi-finals. Alright guys, we're back in the semi-finals of the Blue monthly finals. Me and Haxel bringing you the action as iZone take on Dearly Beloved once more. Second game of semi-finals after iZone dominated. Will they be able to do the same? Now we're on Vantage.
iZone, they really did do quite a number on Dearly Beloved for that first game, and they're taking quite a bit of a different approach for game number 2 right here. Although they still have the lead, they're not really rushing up as we're seeing them do last time. They're taking a slow approach, and maybe this is one of the reasons why they were trying to rush the first game. Maybe they were just trying to throw off Dearly Beloved. Maybe they were trying to throw them off with the tactics that they were trying to use for the second game. And the fact that they have the lead goes to show that their gunplay is on point.
iZone powering through that first minute to bring themselves a 6-kill, now 8-kill advantage in the early going. Apparently looking to do the same kind of thing to Dearly Beloved they did in game number 1. Dearly Beloved trying to scramble to bring themselves back to some sort of form of coherency. We are seeing a couple of kills coming through here and there though. Dearly Beloved evidently still have fight in them, still looking to try and secure that final spot. But it's a very tough task against iZone on number 1 seed.
iZone gonna keep the pressure on, gonna continuously get these kills against these Dearly Beloved members, and they are not giving them any time to rest. Aruburu just constantly picking off players in the back. We finally do see him getting taken out. But the fact that they're almost already double the points up this early on into the game does not bode well for Dearly Beloved.
Absolutely not. Kiri and Dylan exchanging kills. Now we're past the early opening salvos. It seems like things are starting to get a lot more even as far as these trades go. But with iZone so much in the lead, they can absolutely afford to trade all the livelong day, and they will eventually win by default.
We'll have to see if iZone's able to keep this pressure on. We'll have to see if Dearly Beloved has some way of coming back here, some way of just changing up their tactics. I don't know exactly the reason why we've been seeing iZone just putting so much pressure on. Maybe just Dearly Beloved isn't used to this kind of play style. They did do quite a bit better in some of the previous matchups though.
Dearly Beloved, all credit to them, are a lot less far behind than they were in game number 1 at this kind of point. 4 minutes left to play. We'll see if they can somehow manage to come back against their countrymen. The 2 Japanese teams certainly showing up and showing off what they're capable of. You have to know that their opponents in the final, Violence Blue, will be very much watching this game, trying to learn everything they can about the Japanese team's tactics and methods of execution for that best of 5 grand finals coming up soon.
iZone gonna be just keeping the pressure on, only needing 11 more kills to finish up this game right here to move up to the finals. Dearly Beloved still just trying to fight back. They are able to pick up some kills, but I don't think it's going to be enough at this point in time, especially with only needing 8 more kills to finish up the game. That's less than that's almost like 2 team wipes.
It does seem deeply unlikely. I think Dearly Beloved at this point can only fight for the pride in knowing that they gave iZone as much of a fight as they could. Let's jump back into the action with Kiri. I think going to be one of the strongest players, but Zemix going to be rocking the top of the scoreboard. As the match will close out, Dearly Beloved do better in semi-finals game 2, but it's not remotely good enough to keep iZone from claiming that other final spot.
iZone with an impressive performance for game number 1 and game number 2 will be moving up to the finals for today to face against Violence Blue. Now the question is, will they be able to keep that impressive performance against Violence Blue, or will it be a finals of the lifetime?
Alright guys, we will be bringing you that soon. Twitch giveaway will now be over. We'll pull the giveaway winner for that in a moment. And YouTube giveaway will start as soon as that is done. So please get ready over on YouTube with your hashtag finals. I will put up the details in just a few moments. Alright guys, welcome to the Grand Finals. Violence Blue from the USA against iZone from Japan. Kind of what we expected coming into this one, our number 1 seed against our number 2. But during the process of this one, they have definitely proved that they are the ones who deserve to be in this Grand Final. Amazing performance from both teams.
Well, amazing performance from both teams. Now the question is, which of these two teams is the best? We already do see them trading each other some kills. Violence gets a kill, then back to iZone, and it's really hard to tell at this point in time who is really has the superior gunplay, who has the superior skill. Right now it seems quite balanced.
Ra1, definitely one of the players we'll be keeping an eye on based on the amazing performance they've had in previous rounds to get a kind of a sense of how the game is going. It's actually Jin for the side of Violence in the early going, who's getting some good work done, rocking the pistol and grenade combo. But iZone do manage to creep themselves ahead. Let's see, Zemix is actually going to be the one hogging all the kills, taking most of the team's kills on a single player for the Japanese side, and just taken out then gives Violence Blue an opportunity to fight back.
Violence only needing to pick up a few more kills to actually tie up this game right here. iZone is able to pick up quite a few themselves. Zemix is able to pick up a nice double before he gets taken out by Devin. Devin being one of the star players in the previous matches as well. We're going to be trying to keep an eye on him as he has done quite well. Picks up one more on Rubaru before he gets taken down.
Ra1 going to be fighting as well. Yeah, interesting to see how you've got very differing player performances on these different maps. But Ra1 is starting to come back into things. Violence Blue starting to fight back. Rubaru gets a kill on Devin. Ra1 trades it back. Kiri gets another one as well. iZone starting to get a little bit further ahead. Coming out of these trades, even just one kill extra can be hugely important in a game as close as this.
We do see iZone just holding on to that lead, although it's only by 4 points. 4 points could be enough to at least give them the buffer space they need to actually win this first match. Violence, however, not giving them any time to rest, going to be pushing in. We have Gin picking up 1 kill, trying to get a few more, and an unfortunate suicide does put them down by 1.
Violence Blue, though, still keeping up for the most part. Zemix, we're starting to see the field break out. Ra1 and Zemix, both extremely effective players, one on each side. Gives us a bit better of an idea of how they're doing just based off those individual player performances. How many kills can they get done in a hurry? In Zemix's case, it's quite a few.
Only 3 points, 2 points, almost a tied game between these two teams. Violence Blue, don't count them out just yet. They have a chance to come back, a chance to actually win this game 1. Ra1 getting taken out by Rubaru, but we see Gin getting a trade back right away. Violence keeping the pressure on. They still have a fighting chance of actually winning this game.
A little bit unfortunate they're running into nearly the entirety of the Violence Blue in those close confined quarters. Is never a good thing. Violence Blue seem to be taking a more collaborative approach, trying to bring their team close together, trying to punish any roaming members of iZone who might cross their paths. Well, we've now broken out once again into the more heavy roaming style. Zemix up top looking for more prey, goes down to Ra1. Violence Blue are behind, and with Ra1 going down as well, it's going to go to the other members of both teams to try and pick up and finish off those kills.
Violence trying to group up once again, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to push in. iZone knows that they're in that back portion of the map. They're going to start pre-firing there in hopes of getting some kills while they are trying to push out. iZone, Zemix picking up a nice kill on Gin, spotting him on the corner of his eye, knowing there's a few more players in the back, wants to keep them away. The less time, or the more time they could burn, the better off they are, especially with that 4-point difference they have under their belts.
Yeah, just 2 minutes and 15 left in play for the Americans. Violence Blue to try and find a way back into this iZone, picking off a few individual kills just to make that task all the harder. Vio is enough getting into close quarters with two members, takes them both out with some nice pistol work. Violence Blue starting to catch a little, or are they? iZone get a slew of kills, only 6 away from putting this first game to bed.
Violence going to be trying their best to actually tie up this game. They are putting in quite a bit of work. However, with only 5 kills left needed for iZone, will they actually try to rush iZone when they are trying to fortify themselves in the back portion of the map? Or will they do some other tactic, like try to pick off players who maybe sneak out or peek out?
The Japanese team iZone definitely are building themselves a bit of a fortress in the back portion of the map, knowing that they can bleed Violence Blue for a few more kills as they try and come back in, try and oust them from the defensive position. Violence Blue face a almost unwinnable situation here as Vio Izanab gets taken out. Violence Blue not only need to break the defense of iZone, but they need to do it without losing any more kills.
Only to 3 more kills needed for iZone to finish up this game with the time limit. They also know there's only a minute left in this match, so they're going to be trying to hold back. They're going to be trying to just run the time down. ZMX able to pick up another kill on Gin. You see Arubaru picking up a kill as well, and now only 1 kill left remaining for iZone to take this victory right here. However, Violence is not going to give up. It is all or nothing at this point in time. With only 30 seconds left in the match, they need to do something to at least try and secure a few more kills. But it looks like Arubaru is able to secure that last kill and finish off game number 1.
Wow, what a game and what a play from both sides. iZone ultimately able to lock it down. What do you guys think in the chat? Have iZone convinced you that they could be our champions of the Red Monthly Finals? Or do you think Violence Blue will come back? Let us know. And the YouTube giveaway, of course, remains in progress. Hashtag finals. All you need to enter in. Your last chance to get your share of the two 400 credit prizes available before we finish out the stream at the end of this series. Welcome back, guys, to the next game of our grand finals of the Red Monthly Finals. Violence Blue and iZone going head to head. The Japanese team iZone already having one game in hand. Let's see if Violence Blue can turn their luck around on conversion.
Violence going to be looking for that first blood of the game, and they are able to get it as Gin is able to secure that lack shot. However, Aruburu is able to trade him back right away.
It's not going to be pretty. It is going to be violent as game 2 gets underway. Best of 5, of course, as always, to get the full determination of who will win out here. Let's see if Ra1, probably the biggest star for the Violence Blue lineup, can really step up their game and try and bring Violence Blue back to parity in the series.
Well, we do see Violence just looking for some players who are peeking out. iZone being a bit more careful than before, not really being too risky with their plays. And that could be one of the reasons why they're doing slightly better starting off this game on conversion. Conversion has a lot more cover to deal with, so they can use this to their advantage.
Violence Blue behind by 4 now, as Kiri and Ryusei both managed to pick up a nice couple of kills for themselves. Pop up the map and see what's going on. iZone taking over the the right hand part of the map as Kiri gets mixed up in close quarters looking for further kills. We know that Z-Mix, of course, as well, will only ever be a massive part of the game, and will also be the very last person I look at, of course, as Aruburu gets a nice couple of kills there for the Japanese side.
Both teams just really struggling to pick up some kills. iZone having a lot better luck though. Kiri being a bit aggressive, trying to push in. However, there are players on all sides. He does need to be a bit careful. And iZone is able to pull further and further away from Violence in this first half of the game.
This is incredibly important for iZone as well. If they can take this game number 2, they are set for the rest of this series. We'll only need to win one more game in the next 3 to become our champions for these monthly finals. Reflecting back on December and all that these teams managed to accomplish has brought them to this point, and Violence Blue at this stage really struggling against the power of iZone.
iZone gonna be just rushing ahead, just trying to find as many kills as possible. Kind of contrary to what they were doing earlier on this game, but that could also be one of the reasons why we see a lot of Violence kills flowing in right now. Violence going to be trying to hold the center position of the map just in hopes of getting as many players as possible. Since it is a central area, they will see a lot more players trying to go through that spot.
Ryusei looking for the floor bang there, won't land it this time round, but is still hunting down the target. Ra1 and the other members of the Violence team are going to be the attempted kill there. Ryusei and Z-Mix both get kills through. Violence Blue trying to go for a flank round onto Ryusei will not work out at all, and iZone take a commanding lead.
iZone just going to be holding on for now. They were able to get that buffer, but Violence is going to be trying to push back, only needing 5 kills to tie up the game once again. Gin spotting another few players, is able to get a few more kills for his team. The question is, will Violence be able to pull through, or will iZone secure the second victory that they needed for winning the tournament?
4 kills separate Violence Blue, definitely within grabbing distance of bringing back this game number 2. Good to see you guys very enthusiastic over in the chat about spamming out those funnels. Do bear in mind you only need a single entry to be counted, but hey, knock yourself out, I suppose. Violence still looking at iZone's tail feathers right now. A lot of their members out of commission, waiting for those respawns to come in before Violence Blue can really look strong again. Ryusei, I think, has been the hero of the game for iZone. 14-8 so far. Deadly with that BSW and finding kill after kill.
iZone just continuously picking off these members from Violence who are running out. Yes, Violence is able to get some kills back. However, just the amount of damage that iZone has done early on into the game and the damage they're still doing right now was very detrimental to Violence. As you see, only 2 kills left remaining for this game, and we will see Rusi finish it up with an airstrike.
Very nicely done. iZone stand poised to lock down this finals. One more game will do it. Violence Blue need to change up something. They need to find a way to deal with Rusey. Absolutely amazing performance. 16 and 8 in that one. No one else really coming too close to matching it. But Violence Blue have one more chance, and the only place you're going to get to see it is right here. We'll be heading to a break. YouTube giveaway will continue until this finals is done, one way or the other. So get your entries in while you can, and we'll be back with you guys in hopefully just a few minutes. Alright guys, we are back. Game number 3 of our grand finals between iZone and Violence Blue. iZone now switching themselves across to the blue side, taking that away from Violence Blue for the first time in this series. Haxel, do you think Violence Blue have got what it takes to break the winning streak of iZone?
Well, they did start off this game with the lead. However, iZone had quite a strong bit of performances the past 2 games. Now, it's really up to iZone, I feel. I feel like if iZone really slips up, then we will see Violence Blue actually have a chance at this. And maybe it's just a change in tactics from Violence could be enough to make iZone do just that.
Rooftops is certainly a map that does lend itself pretty well to some varied up battle tactics. Let's see what Violence Blue can do, as in the early going at least, that first minute down, and Violence Blue are keeping neck and neck with the Japanese team.
Violence going to be just trying to hold back, just trying to bait these players from iZone out into the open so they can get some kills on them, and it's working out. They have the lead at the moment. Rawan able to pick up another one, getting them a 2-point lead. Devin putting in some work as well, getting some kill streaks and also doing some damage to those players in the back. Now the question is, will iZone be able to recover from this, and how, if they do, how quickly will they recover from it? We do know that Devin still has a drone, and he still has the airstrike left to use. So if we do see iZone try to push out, they could use that to stop that momentum.
Oh, it's Violence Blue looking the best that they have so far in this series. Let's see if they can keep it going long term. iZone only lurking behind by a couple of kills, so one mistake, one badly chosen encounter between the two could spell the end of Violence's chances. But for now, looking good for the team from America to try and come back into this one. Arubaru does land a kill though, eroding that lead of Violence Blue further via Izanub, with the probably the most curious name in the entire finals, doing some pretty nice work with Violence Blue in this game.
We see Violence just trying to hold back, not wanting to be too aggressive, but just being aggressive enough that they could actually keep on getting these kills, keep on trading, so that iZone can't really push any further ahead. iZone want to go in, they want to get these kills. We see ZMix trying to push up, spots one player, but Devin is able to take him down right away, but he gets traded back right as well. Violence, however, having those teammates with them, are able to get those trades.
Reset time, Violence Blue still ahead as we get further into the game. I did see a question which Alpha Wolf, there's no agents being revealed on this stream, at least. Not sure where that description's come from. I think that might be a holdover from the Modern Combat Versus stream, which have come across on these channels before, so apologies if that got your hopes up. But hopefully, at least this series will be revealing at least of who the best Modern Combat 5 player is on the red side of things.
Well, currently, I think the best team would be iZone, especially with the amount of victories they have. But Violence is having them really against the fence right here. They are able to hold on to their own lead, and if Violence is able to keep this up throughout the rest of this match, they may have a fighting chance to go on to game number 4.
Kiri getting things mixed up in close quarters. Violence Blue lead being taken down to just 2 as iZone start to get more aggressive, start to get more desperate, but it is paying off. They've tied things up. 2 minutes 40 left to play. iZone have a chance to finish this series here and now. Violence Blue giving everything they've got to prevent that from happening.
We see iZone just starting to be a bit more aggressive. They know they still have a chance of just finishing this off 3-0, and they want to do that at all cases necessary. They see ZMix just pushing in with the rest of his team. Arubaru, ZMix, all having those 3 snipers there. It's just overwhelming for those Violence members. They are able to push in. Violence knows that a few of them are coming down, trying to stop that assault, but will they have enough players to back them up? We see a lot of grenades getting thrown down. We see a lot of players just trying to peek, but they don't know the best time to push.
iZone lapping around the outside, actually deciding to pop back into the inside, see if they can take out a few of the Violence Blue members on the gantry. iZone have managed to come out a little bit ahead of these trades, and a little is all it takes. A single kill could easily decide the fate of the Red Monthly Finals. For December, iZone ahead by a single kill, a single shot. Violence Blue looking to change that in a hurry. Only 1 minute 20 left to do so though.
If Violence isn't able to pull this off, that will be it for the Cup. That means iZones will be the winner. So they're just trying their hardest to make sure that is not the case. We see iZone, however, pulling off quite an interesting strat. Now that they have a slight lead, they're starting to spread out their players. As you see Arubaru just watching the top. We have some players watching the spawns as well, and making sure that no one's really pushing up. Rusi with that Evil Eye perk is able to tell where the enemy players are through the floor, since that sniper perk is quite good for reconning.
iZone playing it out very patiently in the last minute of play. Violence Blue, of course, looking to try and get the single kill they need to push it through to sudden death. iZone just waiting for Violence Blue to come into there, knowing they only need to bleed 1 or 2 kills to make the comeback almost impossible for the Americans. 20 seconds left. What will Violence Blue do? They need to make a move, and they need to make it now.
You see Violence again picking up a kill on Uvo. Now the question is, will that be enough? Vivi stuck out in the open in a gunfight with another player, but that does give Zemix the chance to actually come back. Ra1 is able to secure one of those kills, but the fact that we have so many players from Violence pushing out into the open really does change up a lot. We do see it hit 0-0. Looks like it does go to a sudden death, and now each player only has 1 life left to go. And the fact that they're all spawned right next to each other for that sudden death really does change up a lot.
Wow, I don't think I've seen that happen before, but with the spawns on top of each other, Violence Blue in the bloody melee that broke out were able to come out ahead and secure that vital game victory. Violence Blue have earned their way through to a Game 4. They have stayed alive. They have a chance to become our December monthly champions, but they'll have to go through iZone twice more to do it. Do you guys in the chat think they can? Certainly Vio Sam does, and I would expect them to say much the same. We'll be back in a few minutes with the next round of competition. Welcome back, guys, once again. Game number 4 between Violence Blue and iZone. Violence Blue managed to surprise everyone with probably the biggest surprise of the tournament. Everybody spawning in the same tiny room before sudden death, or at least just outside of it. But Violence Blue were the ones to recover in time and grab themselves a single game in this series. I know there's a lot of Violence supporters in the chat. But iZone are looking pretty ferocious right now. They almost had that game 3 in the bag. We'll have to see if Violence Blue can pull off a miracle again.
iZone, wanting to finish off the series as quickly as possible, are going to start off with the first few kills. However, Violence is able to get some trades back, maybe getting some of their confidence back after that last win. They know they still have a chance of actually coming back and winning another few matches. The question is, will iZone let them do that?
Violence Blue with the kill lead look to be setting up in the statuary to give themselves the best chance of cutting down any offense from the iZone side of things. Let's bring up the map and see what they're doing. It looks like iZone are swarming around the outside looking for an entry point for their assault as the initial influx of kills dries up as we wait to see what iZone will do next.
iZone just waiting on the perfect opportunity, just looking for a way to really pincer all these players from Violence. And as you see, they have players on both sides, which could be a very, very good tactic. iZone going to be pushing up right now, and it could be the moment where they actually come back right here. They have players pushing in from the back, they have players pushing in from the front as well. A lot of these Violence members are going down, and iZone is able to take the lead.
What disaster for Violence Blue. The defense was blown wide open by iZone. Perfectly executed offensive maneuver there. The Japanese squad really tearing into Violence Blue, not letting them get back on their feet. Huge lead accrued, not just winning that fight, but also the fight immediately afterwards. iZone looking very good. Violence trying to find the kills where they can, but they are few and far between.
Now iZone has the lead. They could play a bit more defensively. They don't really have to be pushing it up as much. However, if they try to do a tactic like they were doing earlier again, it could work out in their favor. I don't think Violence would be expecting it, especially at a time like this right now. Violence is expecting them to be bunkering down. They expect them to be trying to stay back. And Violence is able to pick up a few kills, as we see Ra1 able to pick up one, and Nub picking up another on Xenix.
Yeah, nice play from Violence Blue. Not going fully into the kind of situation that iZone were looking for. Instead, picking up a couple of kills. Devin will go down, though, to keep iZone in a relatively comfortable position. We've got 4 minutes left to see if things break down further. This game being a series of skirmishes. And so far, Violence Blue are nearly keeping up, but nearly will not be good enough to make them our champions.
We do see iZone just holding on to that lead. As long as they're able to keep this up for the rest of the match, they will be the champions for today. And Violence really needs to consider a new way of actually going about attacking iZone. iZone having their players quite spread apart does make it hard for Violence to actually pick up large numbers of kills.
That's true, but we'll have to see what Violence can do to try and counteract that strategy. 3 minutes left to find further kills. The gap is widening now. Let's take a look and see. It's going to be Arubaru with the good old muscle pose, getting a lot of the kills over for the iZone side. We'll get more over onto Vio Izanaba's iZone move into the sarcophagus room in force. I think perhaps looking to try and set up another defensive line, force Violence Blue to come to them. But Arubaru more than happy to go out with a few of the teammates now the area has been secured and try and assert more dominance over the nearby areas of the map as well.
iZone with quite a huge lead going into the second half of this game. They're feeling a lot more confident now, and now the pressure is on to Violence. Violence really needs to try their hearts out to make sure they can pull back right here. But with how iZone has been playing, it's becoming less and less likely by the minute.
Kiri does go down to roll 1. Devon gets a kill as well. Numbers momentarily in Violence Blue's favor. Can they break the sarcophagus room? It doesn't seem like so. Kiri and the rest of the iZone team able to punish any offensive move from Violence Blue. And I think it's going to take a heroic effort from Violence to try and shift iZone out of this defensive posture, which has rewarded them handsomely so far.
Still a quite massive lead from iZone at the moment, 9 points, and they're just going to keep on holding on by holding these tight angles. Rubru picking up 1, picking up 2, finally getting taken out himself by Gin. Now the pressure is on with only 1 minute left in this match. Will Violence be able to do enough damage to actually come back and survive for another round, or will iZone be able to finish them off right here, right now?
ZMX picks up 1 more kill. It's looking incredibly dire for the American side right now. They need to throw everything at iZone. They got to take the huge gambles here, because if they don't gamble, they lose anyway. Violence Blue going to be making their move in while they've got the chance. Bio is an up from the side, looking round, trying to find a target. Will find the back. 2 kills come in, 39 seconds left. Violence Blue trying to find and break the backs of iZone, but it's 5 untraded kills they'll need. That's an incredible ask from any team.
You can see even at this time, iZone's just trying to funnel away from these members from Violence. They know they only need to hold on for 20 more seconds to actually win this match. They're able to pick up a few of the kills, a few of these members from Violence who did push in, and that does put them up by 5. It would need to be an entire team wipe by Violence the final few seconds of this game to actually finish it off. They're able to pick up 2, 3, 4. No, they're not able to do it, but it's very, very close. iZone has time to milk the respawn timer and finish off that game, meaning iZones will be our winners for today.
Wow, by a single kill. Violence Blue falls short of the final hurdle. What a last game between these two. Violence Blue really showing up, but ultimately iZone doing just a little too much for Violence Blue to handle. What a series and what a finals. Congratulations once again to iZone. Showing up extremely well for Japan here. Of course, we've seen so many USA versus Japan finals before, but this one was one of the greats.
Yes, indeed. Just the last kill coming in with that grenade was enough to keep iZone in the lead, stop them from going into a sudden death, and that secured them the championship, the victory, securing them the grand prize as well.
So iZone will be walking away with 350 euros. Violence Blue will have to be content with just 150. Of course, Invictus Camo for them both as well for taking part. I hope you guys have enjoyed our monthly finals. I believe that we've got some YouTube winners to draw as well, so I'm just going to get everything sorted out on this end, and we'll get that sorted out as far as giveaways goes to end out the official stream. Alright guys, while we are waiting for the arrival of our winners, since BLP Simon has posted, Betty Luther, still waiting on your details, we will, as requested, do a custom game. And what better place to do that, to finish off our stream, then heading back to the museum to celebrate the site of the victory of our monthly champions, iZone. Let me just change the platform here, because of course we are on the iOS right now. ESL 123 is all you'll need passkey wise to get into the game and come and show off your skills in the same place that iZone put on their performance. I'm keeping my eye out for Betty to see if you turn up in the intervening time. If by the time we are done with these, with this custom game, then if you haven't replied by that point, we will redraw. But we'll give you a little bit of time to be able to come back to the stream and hopefully claim what you have won. Axel has had to step away to attend to some personal business, but we'll run through this custom game just to close us out for the evening, since it was requested much earlier on, though I can't remember who by. But hey, it's always nice to let you guys show off a little bit on the stream. I get myself some delicious water. And we'll see if we can get a few of you guys in here. There we go. Rolex, thank you for joining us. Sup. And maybe we can see some of our big names now they don't have a tournament to attend to. Maybe they'll come and join us for this free-for-all. We never know. Chen and Nepali Angel, thank you for coming in. Sambon? Okay, I'm not sure what that person's name is, but I'm not going to say it out loud just in case it's something rude. Okay, Betty's still looking for you in the chat. If you do hear the sound of me saying this, then it is your dog tag and platform that we are looking for. BLP Simon, you're more than welcome. We'll have till the end of this free-for-all, whether it ends by time or by score limit, which is 30. Then we'll do a redraw. And either way around it, we'll end the live stream. I'll just sort things out through the chat at that point, because there won't be too much more to show. Okay, I think we've got a few to be getting on with. But let's see if we can just grab a couple more to make sure that we fill up the museum with as many exhibits as possible. Okay, I think if Cameron G joins in, then we should be pretty much good to go. We'll see if they're... Well, there we go. So even if you haven't gotten into the game at the start, you can still join in while it's in progress, while we wait for Betty Luther to respond. Hopefully we'll get them, or someone else will get those 400 credits. But please let us know, what do you think of the tournament today? Did you enjoy the monthly finals? Is there anything else you'd like us to do in future ones? I think there's a possibility we may be going back to the ESL Studio monthly finals in the future. But either way around it, hope you guys have had a good old time on the stream, and that you will join us for future broadcasts. For now though, let's get stuck in for this free-for-all on the museum and see who can show off the most in front of all you fine folks. Cool, we are getting filled up pretty quick, and Vol BRG trademark will be our early on winner. Mapham 1015 trying to make some friends over on the Twitch. Goodstuff.com. BRG will get cut down to ostensibly Vol members competing for those top spots right now. Let's see how the rest of the table line up. And drop it ourselves across to Volchen, who's going to find someone who's AFK and kill him. No honor in a free-for-all, because if you don't do it, someone else will. No Limit Gamer. iZone were our cup, or rather our monthly finals champions, impressively managing to take the series against Violence Blue 3-1. Nepali Angel actually catching up pretty well. Rocking the Recon class. A very different situation in these free-for-alls than what we'd be seeing in the team battle. So I think Recon makes a lot of sense to try and punish the prevalence of snipers. However, this time around doesn't work out super well. But hey, you don't need to not die, you just need to get kills. Mapham 1015. I don't know if you're talking to me, but in this particular game we've banned out the prestige weapons as we have done in ESL, just to try and give a bit more variety as far as the guns go. We've got the Commander, of course, not yet a part of the ESL proceedings, but hopefully sometime soon will join in and give us a bit more in the way of tactical options. Nepali Angel ahead by 2 will find more AFK people and kill them. We've still got one spot left open for this free-for-all, so if you'd like to join in, ESL 123. Oh, I do apologise, I forgot to turn the game sound on. There we go. Should have a lot more booms and everything heading on. So, with the way it's looking, I think we won't get to the end of the time limit, but instead, we'll have ourselves a grand old time when it comes to shooting people in the face. Courtesy of Nepali Angel, who is our #1 shooter so far. We'll find some more unsuspecting targets, goes up against Rose, will fall down. But doing pretty well for all that. Let's jump across to second place Vol BRG and see how they're doing. Gonna get murdered by a snowman. Not the way they probably expected to go. BRG gets to find the open flank. So we run into a kind of the situation here where snipers, while still good, you can't really get your flanks protected by your teammates, which you normally would do in a team battle. So it's a little bit more dicey as kills continue to flood in. Nepali Angel still up in the #1 spot, 23 and 14, running around with that old Pistolino, getting into close quarters fighting, shifting around trying to block off any aim, but we'll go down to Rose once again. Vol Chen starting to catch up, rocking the old diving suit icon. Only one kill behind Angel. Will keep getting killed though, and Nepali Angel actually the one to kill there. Is it 5 or 6? I'm not sure what you're asking on Facebook there, I'm afraid. One of our Japanese viewers. But maybe you could expand out and ask, which is it 5 or 6? What are you referring to? But yes, we have not heard from Betty Luther in the intervening time, so it's probably going to be a redraw based on the people who have entered in the intervening time once we come to the end of this game. So please do keep your hashtag finals coming in, and we'll do that redraw then if Betty doesn't turn up before this game ends. Well, just like that, it is done and dusted, and Nepali Angel just sneaking out ahead of Vol BRG by a single kill, but congratulations to them for being our MVP. Haven't seen Nepali Angel around before, but pretty nice stuff. Alright, so on the YouTube, Betty did not come back, so we'll have a new YouTube winner, and that winner will be Vision 301. Vision 301, if you could post your dog tag and platform, that will be... Oh, I see. The yes, this is Modern Combat 5 rather than Modern Combat Versus. Thank you for clarifying the question there. But Vision 301, hopefully you are around, but that will be it for us this evening. We've had 5 tournaments over the course of this weekend, so we're going to call it a day for now. But congratulations once more to iZone beating out Violence Blue in our grand final, putting on quite the clinic. And they will be our champions of the day. If you see them around, please do send them all your good wishes. But for now, we will have to say goodnight. Look out next week for more Modern Combat action. But for now, I've been Peter Counterfeit Hartnell. You can find me on Facebook as Peter Counterfeit Hartnell Shoutcaster, and on the YouTubes, and I think on Twitter as well, Counterfeit Cast. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you all next time.